10 more is 90. I get 92. That's an algorithm. It'll give me the answer, the right answer every time if I go step by step like that. There's a lot of different algorithms though. That's just one of them. You might solve it a different way and get the right answer every time. The last word bank word for us is representations. We all say that word? Representations. And these are, again, we talked about that earlier, ways of showing the answer with drawings, number sentence, equations. And sometimes during math class, I have you show 2 or 3 different representations. I want you to draw it, and I want you to write the number sentence. And sometimes I want you to write a word, using a word. So lots of different representations. So this is a word we're going to be talking about today. So because that's one of our language goals today, is providing useful feedback to each other. So I'm going to give each of you a card, and that has sentence frames, sentence stems, which can help us know how to do useful language. So what I want you to do right now is to take a minute to read each of these sentence frames. And when you see the dash in them, just call it a blank. It's a blank. So right now, take a minute and decide which one you want to use in this lesson.
So we just go ahead and go?
Nope, you just keep it in your head.
Oh.
Okay, raise your hand if you have the one that you want to be focusing on during this lesson. All right. So the next piece has to do with our math. So what I need everyone to do is I need you to get 2 sticky notes out of the your tab, and I want them each group to have the same size. And if you could, Karen, if you could hold up that size of sticky note, yeah, that's what I want everyone to be. Yeah, right. Okay, and I want everyone has 2, and I want you to put a C on each one, capital C. Let's look at the sentence frame a second. If it says, if I have blank crackers and I share them with blank people, each person will receive blank of a cracker. So in this scenario, how many crackers do we have? 1. And I'm sharing them with how many people? 2. Okay. So what I got to figure out is what my answer is going to be. How many is each friend going to have? So who'd like to share their whiteboard with their how they solved it? One time I saw a student do something like this. Everyone see?
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Is that a half? Yeah. Give me useful feedback. Look at your card.
Oh. Oh, sorry.
Is this
That's right.
useful feedback? That's right. That's right. And why will that work?
No, you're right, because if you put one on the top of the other, they're going to be...
And that's kind of what Earl said earlier, right? Backing off what Earl said, he knew he was right because he put one on top of the other to make sure that they had the same area as the others before. And I'm going to divide this cracker in half. And half is going to go over here. And half is going to go over here. So for this, so we want everyone to use your mark or your dry erase marker and actually draw exactly what it looks like on the board right now. I want to see pictures. I'm looking for a pictorial representation now. We talk about representation. This is pictorially. Because sometimes you're asked to draw how you know you get the answer. This is how you can do it pictorially. Now, for this one, I can write a division sentence again, right? What's my total number? 1. My total is 1. And dividing it into how many, what am I dividing it by?
2.
2. This is my divisor, right? So I'm going 1 cracker, which is my dividend, divided by 2 people, which is my divisor, if I look at my chart. And what's my quotient going to be?
1/2.
1 over 2, or 1/2. Okay, 1/2. All right. If I put the numbers side by side. 1 divided by 3, that equation 1/3. 1 divided by 4, 1/4. 2 divided by 3, 2/3. And my question would be, what patterns do you see? That's where I would want to get kids to get to. So looking at what patterns you see with looking at the dividend, the divisor, and the quotient. And we articulate the pattern, and we write the pattern out so everyone can see the pattern. So that's how the patterning piece fits in for mathematics. And again, throughout it, you'd be using this useful feedback card as you're working with me, the teacher, or your team members as you're explaining. So in class, the classwork would be to do number 1, and look at number 1, A, B, and C. It talks about having them draw a picture. So it's not enough to just get the answer, you have to draw a picture. That's why I'm being so insistent. I'm using the whiteboard and drawing it. We've got to have practice drawing it to prove it. Number 2 in the homework, classwork, says draw to show 2 children equally sharing 3 cookies. Write an equation and express your answers or fraction. Again, you have to draw. So it's not enough to just write your answers. You have to draw and you have to explain. And here, I might keep the sentence frame up to help my kids actually write the explanation. I have 3 cookies and I want to share them with 2 people, to help them write it verbally, or in writing. And then they'd also do 3 and 4, but you can see that this is context. This is context, it's not naked. We call this like 1 divided by 2, 1 divided by 2, like kind of naked numbers we call that, because there's nothing, no context attached to it. So there are some problems like that, but there's also context. And then for homework, the kids are the same type of problems that are on here. So that's how this lesson would end, with this problem set, and then there'd be homework that matches it.